located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Give them a call at 701-258-6308.
The team of mechanics at Lauer Auto can take care of any problem your vehicle is having. And when you do business with Lauer, you can be assured you're doing business with a pro Second Amendment America First repair shop. There are plenty of other auto repair shops in the Bismarck-Mandan area. But why take a chance at patronizing a shop that might not have your beliefs at heart? Make no mistake. Lauer Auto is your pro Second Amendment repair shop. When you talk to the guys at Lauer Auto, don't forget to tell them that you heard they are a sponsor of Guns and the 701 and that you appreciate their support of our pro Second Amendment, pro North Dakota live stream and podcast. That's Lauer Auto Repair, 701-258-6308.
701-258-6308.
Located 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Experience the exhilaration of power in your hands at Bloodline Kinetics. Why Cerakote? Simply, it aids in firearm preservation while also giving your piece a unique look. Barrel threading, NFA laser engraving, bolt handle threading, mount, level, and bore, sight scope chamber, rebarreling, and much more. Bloodline Kinetics is meant to reflect a long American lineage in gun ownership, who stand for the Second Amendment rights, Bloodline, and the science behind gun accuracy. Kinetics. To some, it's just a constitutional right that can go away. To us, it's in our American bloodline, and we believe it should stay that way. Here at Bloodline Kinetics, we understand that hunters, sportsmen, women, and gun owners should have a quality firearm. Stop and see us at 2008 Morrison Avenue 2 in Bismarck, North Dakota, 58504, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call 701-390-7997. Visit our website, bloodlinekinetics.com.
Chance of showers and 50. North of Lake Oahe, east wind 10 to 15. Isolated shower early on. Patchy fog early on. Otherwise, cloudy, mid-60s. East wind tonight still 10 to 15. Chance of showers through the night. Slight chance of thunderstorms early morning. Cloudy, lower 50s. Devil's Lake, east wind 15 to 25. Waves 1 to 2 feet. Areas of smoke early on. Slight chance of showers through the day. Cloudy, 60s. Southeast wind tonight 10 to 20. Cloudy and 50. Southeast wind 10 to 15 tomorrow. Chance of showers late morning and afternoon. Otherwise cloudy, 65 to 75. Only had a high of 69 yesterday. Gonna struggle for even that today, but don't worry. Sunday we blow it away. Sunset tonight, 9:38. Tomorrow morning sunrise, 5:48. In Bismarck at the moment, east wind at 10. Pressure now falling, 29.99. Relative humidity, 96%. Cloud cover, some fog in some spots, 55. 811 K-Fire Radio, your news and weather authority.
I am the god of K-Fire. Todd Mitchell.
Todd Mitchell.
They were going to initiate another attack like October 7th. Once we gathered the information about that, we decided not to wait. We believed their intentions. History have taught us to take very seriously threats from radical regimes. You know, for years we hear the threats coming from Iran to destroy Israel, to destroy the US, but we gathered the intelligence that they're actually moving forward. Basically, there are a few ideas that we realize that are going to implement them. One that we all talk about is the nuclear capabilities. They already have it. It's a matter of days.
And then add Friday the 13th on top of that. Ugh, quite the day we're having. Dakota Mornings, no Michael Bell after 9. Nope. It'll be Amanda Gottfried, Make-A-Wish, and all the other stuff she does, filling in for Michael Bell. Playing Buck after 11 in the K-Fire Cafe. Dustin Goverlow in for Daryl Lees after 3 o'clock. That's all on the way today. Dakota Prairie Outdoors Saturday edition after 8. And Ask Dan, the Tree Man, Dan Cashman from Cashman Nursery after 9 tomorrow. All on the way here on K-Fire 550. Guns in the 701 next.
It's a new talk show just for the Dakotas. Dakota Mornings with Michael Bell. Weekdays from 9 till 11 on K-Fire 550, 99.7, and iHeartRadio.
Capital One cardholders
can score their iHeartRadio Music Festival tickets right now before anyone else. Tickets are only available while pre-sale tickets last or until today, June 13th at 1 p.m. Eastern. And that's not all. Add a Capital One Access Pass to your pre-sale purchase to attend an exclusive pre-concert event with a private performance from LL Cool J on Friday or Jelly Roll on Saturday. Only available during the cardholder pre-sale.
Pre-sale tickets are limited and will go fast. So visit iHeartRadio.com/Capital One to buy now.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, streaming live only on Hulu.
How do you make an Airbnb a Vrbo? Picture a vacation rental with a host. The host is dragging your family on a tour of the kitchen, the bathroom, the upstairs bathroom, the downstairs bedroom, and the TV room, which, surprise, is where you can watch TV. Now imagine there's no host giving you a tour, because there's never any hosts at all. Ever. Voila, you've got yourself a Vrbo. Want a vacation that's completely and totally host-free? Make it a Vrbo.
When your morning needs an extra boost, choose Starbucks Double Shot Energy. And then choose between delicious ready-to-drink flavors like vanilla, mocha, or white chocolate. Look for them wherever you buy groceries. A good day starts with better coffee. Start with Starbucks coffee.
Does it ever feel like you're a marketing professional just speaking into the void? Well, with LinkedIn ads, you can know you're reaching the right decision makers. You can even target buyers by job title, industry, company, seniority, skills. Wait, did I say job title yet? Get started today and see how you can avoid the void and reach the right buyers with LinkedIn ads. We'll even give you a $100 credit on your next campaign. Get started at linkedin.com/generate. Terms and conditions apply.
At Noodles & Company, we know mac and cheese. But here, unlike some other places, it's not just a side dish. Because we've made our mac and cheese the main course. With our new flavor combinations, made to order with bold taste and fresh ingredients, it's the thing you'll be craving all day. So try our creamy cheddar mac and cheese with our pulled pork drizzled in sweet and smoky barbecue sauce. Or with a fiery fusion of buffalo and ranch. Taste the new Mac menu at noodles.com. We know mac and cheese. We know noodles.
Wondering what your home is worth? Just look up. When buyers see a strong, well-maintained roof, they see peace of mind. A worn, neglected roof? A money pit. At Perfect Exteriors, we fix problems before they cost you. With top-tier materials backed by a 50-year transferable warranty, your investment is protected, now and when it's time to sell. Schedule a free inspection today at perfectexteriorsmn.com.
Employee pricing is all the rage at Metropolitan Ford, metropolitanford.com, and it includes the all-new redesigned 2025 Ford Explorer. But wait, there's more. How about employee pricing plus 2 years of maintenance at no cost? Not enough yet? How about employee pricing, 2 years of free maintenance plus 3.9% financing for up to 66 months on approved credit? Metropolitanford.com to take advantage. It's metropolitanford.com.
Want to win cash while watching sports? All it takes is 3 simple steps. Download the Better app, pick more or less on player stats, watch the games, and win some cash. It's that simple. Better Picks is available in 33 states, including Texas, California, and Georgia. Download the Better app today. That's Better, BETR, and get a free $10, no deposit necessary. Must be 21 or older and in a jurisdiction where Better Picks operates. Terms and conditions apply. Better Picks. Sports just got better.
Are you having a hard time finding renters for your townhome?
It's definitely been a struggle.
Just list your place on apartments.com and sit back because we have millions of renters.
Now, when's this available?
What are the neighbors like? Are they good?
No, the
bad?
subway
What
title
is happening? No matter the rental property, apartments.com will find you a renter, and your place is a hit. Now, luckily, you can screen tenants on the site.
You know, I love the size of the bedroom.
Easy peasy. Apartments.com, the place to list a place.
Since 1983, Nissan has been assembling award-winning vehicles for you, right here in America. And this summer, we're committed to keeping our lineup affordable and free from new tariffs. That's why we've lowered MSRP on our best-selling Rogue and Pathfinder, so you can get the car you want at the price you want, knowing Nissan is here for you at the Nissan Summer Sales Event.
For a limited time until supplies last, assembled with U.S. and imported parts.
Your favorite artists?
In your library.
Your favorite songs?
In your playlist.
But your favorite morning show?
You make me laugh every day.
Or your favorite team in action.
Oh my goodness, he caught it!
or your live local news, traffic, and weather?
Implications from coast to coast.
Yep, there's an app for all that too.
iHeartRadio.
We're not just streaming music, we're streaming moments.
Everyone wants to be here.
Join the millions of Americans.
And add us to your entertainment lineup now. Download the #1 app for radio.
The free iHeartRadio app.
818 K-Fire Guns and the 701 Clay's here. And by the way, we can take your call for Clay at 701-258-0550 or 1-800-228-0550. Got a gun question for Clay. How you doing, man?
Good. Now, I really encourage, if there's any anti-gunners out there that think you can take me on, go for it.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to. This isn't necessarily. Remember, Rush Limbaugh would always say he'd rather talk to people who opposed him, because if all it was everybody saying dittos,
it'd be pretty boring.
I mean, after a while, I mean, it's always good to get those, but if that's all it ever was, then boring. So,
well, I remember when I was still an NRA rep before I had retired, and at the very beginning when I took it, I always got invited to debates. So I did it, and then after a while, they quit inviting me because I knew the subject so good. I mean, it don't change, and I don't put emotions into it. So yeah, I ended up not getting any more.
What? You're being objective? How dare you do that?
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely. I said, yeah, I'll come. I'd go, and yeah, they just didn't like it.
Oh man,
I was the first Charlie Kirk out there. Go ahead. Prove me wrong.
It's funny how some people I tend to binge watch court stuff on YouTube from time to time because I can leave it rolling in the background while I'm working on station stuff, logs and stuff like that, right? And it's so funny how some people are so over the top emotional that they can't control themselves, and yet you get the occasional judge that actually can just sit there and let it all happen and not emote, which is what you're supposed to be doing. It's not supposed to be. You can have compassion, you can be empathetic, but you can't run your courtroom based on emotion. So
no, that's how we got here. We got too many activists doing that. But yeah,
see, that's just it. That's just it. You got people that. Just there are thinkers and there are emoters.
There you go. By the way, speaking of that, I better do one thing. Happy anniversary to my wife of 27 years, because without her, I'd probably be...
Wow. 27, and she hasn't snuck up on you yet with a weapon in her hand.
31 years, we dated for 4 before that. So, yeah.
Wow. Look at you. Did you get down on one knee when you proposed, all that traditional stuff?
No, we won't talk about how that all went down.
Oh, come on. Now I know it's good. The stuff we won't talk about is always the stuff we need to talk about because it's the best stuff.
Uneventful.
Okay. My giving the ring to Carrie is on Facebook yet. It's a Facebook video because I wanted to preserve the moment. Because
that was before
it was in a shoebox. So,
speaking of that, guys, we're not over on the old fascist book because they keep dinging us for copyright infringements from music being played.
You big stealers.
Yeah,
I know we're getting that too. Well, that's why
everything else.
That's why a bunch of the podcasts are missing now from shows on K-Fire. In case you're going on there going, gee whiz, where's this? How come the shows are like random? Having to go through and get the copyrighted music off, and from here on out, we're just using generic production music that we actually do have streaming rights for, so we can actually podcast that stuff. We can broadcast whatever songs we want, but heaven forbid 100 people catch a podcast and we got it all of a sudden cough up more money. Really?
Crazy.
Hundreds of thousands can listen on a radio and be just fine with it, but the second you throw it on a podcast and 100 more people hear it or whatever, I don't know. The actual numbers obviously vary, but sometimes it is. Sometimes it's even less than 100, depending on what's going on, and. It's like, really? That's going to be the trigger tipper, huh? Really? Anyway, Clay's here for you at 701-258-0550. Meanwhile, NRA now accepting applications for public range grants.
Yeah, I wanted to do this one just because I used to be involved in this when I was still working for them guys as a senior rep, and the Public Range Fund was awesome. I mean, a lot of people didn't know it. There's tons of things there through the NRA. But this was one that was kind of unknown, and their primary spot was to work with, city, county, federal, all the government entities to try and expand or develop ranges, for the public, which honestly, there's not a lot of them when you look at the grand scheme of things. And we were able to do some of that in the Dakotas. Unfortunately, at that time, and I don't know if it's changed, like Game and Fish wouldn't even talk to us. We had money for them. Isn't that crazy? And
what the heck?
Yeah, but I'm not. That's been 15 years ago, so things could have changed there. So I'm not going to throw them under the bus. But I do know that they did build some ranges south of Mandan and south of Bismarck. But we did a huge project with this deal over in Pierre, and it will coincide. You can use your Pittman-Robinson money, which is the tax collected on all, sales of firearms, ammo, things like that. So it was kind of great. It's a 50-50. They started this in 2009. Over $2.5 million has been awarded to the Public Range Fund through that. And then, it's really easy. You apply, you get it, and it helps build ranges, places for people to shoot, practice their skills, hunters, shooters, target men, everything. And it's not just limited to ranges as far as for long range or pistols, trap clubs. We even did some archery ranges. So it's a pretty broad program, and it's back up and running. And that's why I wanted to bring it forth, because you can actually go to their website at rangeservices.nra.org, and you'll be able to find this under the funding and grants section of that. I don't even have to read this article. I still remember all this stuff.
And by the way, I thought you said Facebook wasn't
blaming us for copyright infringement.
Wasn't working.
Being played.
You big Steelers.
Yeah.
I know. It's kind of funny to watch the subtitles on there from stuff we said 5 minutes ago or whatever. But
really,
anyway,
that's interesting because I shut it off on here. But no,
well, they just don't want you to do it. That's all.
Maybe that's what it is.
Because they know I'm not the guy that's going around shooting people. It's you. Whatever.
But
Todd's harmless. He couldn't hit a broadside of a barn, But Clay, we got to watch out for Clay, which is accurate. You really do need to watch out for Clay.
But, under Obama and Biden, we were considered militant, violent extremists, MVEs, as they like to call it, within the Homeland Security. That's how we were classified, by being Second Amendment supporters.
That old thing.
Oh.
Yeah, we wrote that crap 200 some odd years ago. That's different then. This is Clay and Guns of the 701. By the way, you can take your call, 701-258-0550. Arizona man shoots mountain lion after repeated attacks. Hello? Are we supposed to be able to defend ourselves?
Oh, it's getting to be common, especially in places, California, evidently Arizona, where they keep making laws where you can't even, hunt them or manage them. It's just nuts. Well, this happened here, not too long ago, just at the end of May. And I guess this place is not too far. It's in between. It's closer to Phoenix than Yuma, so it kind of gives you the area it's in. But basically, the guy was out walking his dog, and mountain lions will stalk you, especially in areas where they're not hunted or pressured, and they're looking for prey. It could be a young lion. It could be a female. We've seen female lions do that down in the hills, stalking pets, essentially. They're not necessarily after you. They love your pets. They just, go ahead and, maybe keep it close to you, closer, and actually be carrying. And that's what this guy did. He was out doing that. He was out walking. This thing decided to attack, and he decided he needed to protect him and his pet, and took it out. And, of course, they went through the article. There was a bunch of comments. Why did he have to kill him? Why didn't he call somebody? By the time he called somebody, he might not have been there. Hey, just hold on, Mr. Mountain Lion. Let me get my phone out. I got to call somebody. It's just the dumbest thing. I like this one. Lion didn't attack, but was walking peacefully, and this idiot loves killing animals for fun. That was an anti-hunter, evidently. How about this one, Todd? Don't walk your dog at night. You won't have any problems. I guess the dogs are supposed to be on a mountain lion schedule and not have to go out and do their jobs in the middle of the night.
Sorry, Sparky, you can't go pee right now.
No, we gotta protect
Mountain lion has dibs. Yeah, it doesn't really work like that, does it?
No, when I read that, I was like, crazy. And, I've heard Daryl talk about this. This is true. This is what happens when you humanize animals. And we love animals. We treat them with respect, take care of them. But they're not humans, and quit humanizing them. And that's where you get this kind of rhetoric. Every anti-hunter I've ever met, that's basically they're just talking about the emotional thing. That's exactly what happens. They humanize them and name them. And, no, they're not humans. They are animals, and we have domain over them. And be respectful, be nice. You don't abuse them. I'm never going to support abusing an animal. But, hey, hunting is part of management, and that's why you need to get it done. I don't know. I look at this, and you look from 1971 to present, according to this, and I did go look it up. There's been 18 fatal mountain lion attacks, which really isn't horrible, but it is a significant increase of 4% or better. So it has went up, and that's because you take like Colorado and California and places that won't manage these animals. They're getting brave. They've got no natural predator. Let's face it. The only probably natural predator they have is us. And, we've got mountain lions in North Dakota, and we have a season, so we're taking care of it just like they do down in South Dakota. And I guess the moral of the story is maybe watch what you're doing when you're out there, especially in a mountain lion area. Maybe you should take your self-protection, your self-defense firearm with you, and make sure that your little Sparky don't get ate, or you don't get attacked in the
Rover, or whatever you're calling him this week.
Yep.
Buckeye, Arizona, a little to the southwest of Phoenix, and you're starting to get toward the mountains and where mountain lions might happen to be. So there's a thought. My favorite story of the week: toddler wielding Yellowstone tourist do most idiotic thing imaginable upon seeing 1,000-pound bison. It's went viral this week. Yep, here's mom and kid, and we just walk up and pet the damn thing. Are you kidding me?
Oh my goodness! Yeah, it's season again.
I mean, it's one thing if it's sedated or something, maybe if it's dead, you can. But you don't. Come on, man, that thing could just devour that kid. I mean, I don't.
Don't pet the 2,500-pound puppy.
I don't know what's with people that think they can just, it's if we just treat it like a puppy or a kitty, it'll act the same. No. Because if that were the case, we'd all have them.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, they wouldn't be goring people if you could actually, I suppose maybe, I don't know, maybe one can be trained if you start young enough or whatever, but guess what? If they spent all their time out in the wild, they're not going to just say, "Oh, wow, it's so great to see you today. Why don't you scratch me between my ears because it kind of itches and I can't get it."
Let's face it, they're going to look at you as a threat, and they're going to act accordingly.
They're going to look at you as lunch. Look at that fresh meat. Woo! Man.
Absolutely.
So I'll put that story up on my Facebook because it's just too. We joke about it, and yet here we are.
Yeah.
Idiot mom just letting the mom and kid just walk up. Just a neat little vacation.
It's not so common anymore.
What did you do on your vacation? Well, I petted a great big 1,000-pound bison. I bet you ain't done that. That's going to be that'll be the next TikTok challenge. Go out to the Yellowstone and make sure you get to pet that. Get the selfie with your arm around the bison.
Well, maybe I encourage the liberals to give it a whirl. Go ahead and give that a shot.
I just want all these know-it-all TikTokers to do something challenging. Oh, I ate a bug. Oh, whoop-de-doo. I want you to go out and put your arm around. I'm kidding, folks. I'm kidding. Don't think I'm trying to actually encourage this. But if they had guts, well, that's right. They don't truly have guts.
They don't.
They're a bunch of cowards hiding behind their phones, and we all know it. But there we are.
Pretty much.
It's Clay and Guns of the G&T701. Geez, I'm on a roll today, huh?
Yes, you are.
What the heck? What's with me? Oh, it's Friday the 13th.
It's Mitchell in the morning. K-Fire 550.
Corn rootworm hatch peaks in June across the Midwest, and hiring H-2A guest workers can be complex, costly, and time-sensitive. Todd Mitchell pinch hitting on the Dakota Farm and Ranch Report.
iHeartRadio just gave driving an upgrade with presets, now on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Your go-to stations, podcasts, and playlists, all just a tap away on your dash. Start your engine, hit play, and drive happy. Free with iHeartRadio on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto.
Imagine being on a vacation for a very long time. Now imagine saving money nightly while you do it. Sounds pretty great, right? With Vrbo's long stay discounts, you can stay longer and save more. Our customers save an average of 10% when they book select properties for a week or longer. Just in case you needed another reason to extend that vacation. Book the perfect summer getaway today with Vrbo Private Vacation Rentals. Your future self will thank you later.
When your morning needs an extra boost, choose Starbucks Double Shot Energy. And then choose between delicious ready-to-drink flavors like vanilla, mocha, or white chocolates. Look for them wherever you buy groceries. A good day starts with better coffee. Start with Starbucks coffee.
K-Fire.
Corn rootworm hatch peaks in June across the Midwest, making now a critical time for scouting. Iowa State reports peak hatch in southern Iowa, with southern Minnesota just behind. Soil temp base growing degree days. Not lightning bugs are the best predictor. Hatch begins around 684 to 767 GDDs. Southwest Minnesota's reached that range. Other regions will follow in 3 to 14 days. Growers should begin scouting 3 to 4 weeks using the float test. Submerge corn roots in water to detect larvae. 4 weeks after peak hatch, assess root injury using Iowa State's 0 to 3 node injury scale. Focus on nodes 4 through 6 and calculate injury by the number of roots pruned within an inch and a half. A score of 0.5 plus is unacceptable for pyramided BT hybrids. Monitoring root injury helps evaluate management strategies and protect yield. Beef producers can face growing pressure to do more with less while meeting evolving consumer demand. How can they balance those changes? Fall Focus 2025 will explore that and more in Columbia, Missouri, August 22nd through the 26th. Hosted by the American and Missouri Cemental Associations. It's a free interactive event. Find out more at fallfocus.org. And hiring H-2A guest workers can be complex, costly, and time-sensitive, so planning early is essential. Farmers should begin working with an H-2A contractor at least 4 to 6 months before workers are needed. Applications must be filed with the State Labor Office at least 75 days in advance, followed by documentation of domestic hiring efforts. The process involves multiple federal agencies, including the Departments of Labor, Homeland Security, and State. Delays or missed deadlines could force farmers to restart the process. Most H-2A workers come from Mexico, but visa processing slow due to consulate closures in Mexico City and Guadalajara, shifting all interviews to Monterrey. Farmers must cover travel and lodging costs for workers awaiting visa approval, which can take several days. Labor needs to determine the best contracting model. Short-term help may be best sourced through a farm labor contractor, while long-term needs may justify direct hiring, though it comes with added costs and responsibilities. And all farm workers, domestic and H-2A, must receive equal benefits and be covered under workers' compensation. Wage parity is also required based on H-2A rates. Understanding those rules is critical to avoid compliance issues and ensure a smooth hiring process. Todd Mitchell pinch hitting on the Dakota Farm and Ranch Report.
K-Fire, your ag authority.
iHeartRadio just gave driving an upgrade with presets, now on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Your go-to stations, podcasts, and playlists, all just a tap away on your dash. Start your engine, hit play, and drive happy. Free with iHeartRadio on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto.
How do you make an Airbnb a Vrbo? Picture a vacation rental with a host. The host is dragging your family on a tour of the kitchen, the bathroom, the upstairs bathroom, the downstairs bedroom, and the TV room, which, surprise, is where you can watch TV. Now imagine there's no host giving you a tour, because there's never any hosts at all. Ever. Voila, you've got yourself a Vrbo. Want a vacation that's completely and totally host-free? Make it a Vrbo.
When your morning needs an extra boost, choose Starbucks Double Shot Energy. And then choose between delicious ready-to-drink flavors like vanilla, mocha, or white chocolates. Look for them wherever you buy groceries. A good day starts with better coffee. Start with Starbucks coffee.
iHeartRadio just gave driving an upgrade with Presets, now on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Your go-to stations, podcasts, and playlists all just a tap away on your dash. Start your engine, hit play, and drive happy. Free with iHeartRadio on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto.
Raise the rudders! Raise the sails! Raise the sails!
Captain, an unidentified ship is approaching. Over.
Roger. Wait, is that an enterprise sales solution?
Reach sales professionals, not professional sailors. With LinkedIn ads, you can target the right people by industry, job title, and more. We'll even give you a $100 credit on your next campaign. Get started today at linkedin.com/generate. Terms and conditions apply.
Wondering what your home is worth? Just look up. When buyers see a strong, well-maintained roof, they see peace of mind. A worn, neglected roof? A money pit. At Perfect Exteriors, we fix problems before they cost you. With top-tier materials backed by a 50-year transferable warranty, your investment is protected, now and when it's time to sell. Schedule a free inspection today at perfectexteriorsmn.com.
Employee pricing is all the rage at Metropolitan Ford, metropolitanford.com, and it includes the all-new redesigned 2025 Ford Explorer. But wait, there's more. How about employee pricing plus 2 years of maintenance at no cost? Not enough yet? How about employee pricing, 2 years of free maintenance plus 3.9% financing for up to 66 months on approved credit? Metropolitanford.com to take advantage. It's metropolitanford.com.
Want to win cash while watching sports? All it takes is 3 simple steps. Download the Better app, pick more or less on player stats, watch the games, and win some cash. It's that simple. Better Picks is available in 33 states, including Texas, California, and Georgia. Download the Better app today. That's Better, BETR, and get a free $10, no deposit necessary. Must be 21 or older and in a jurisdiction where Better Picks operates. Terms and conditions apply. Better Picks. Sports just got better.
At Apartments.com, we make finding a pet-friendly rental so easy, your pet can probably do it for you.
That's a blatant exaggeration.
Go on, try it.
Okay. Okay, boy, go fetch a pet-friendly 2-bedroom that's close to dog parks.
Look at him go.
I'm sorry, are you seeing this? That's incredible.
I believe the word is credible, now that you've seen it with your own eyes. Apartments.com, the place to find a pet-friendly place. Good boy.
Since 1983, Nissan has been assembling award-winning vehicles for you, right here in America. And this summer, we're committed to keeping our lineup affordable and free from new tariffs. That's why we've lowered MSRP on our best-selling Rogue and Pathfinder, so you can get the car you want at the price you want, knowing Nissan is here for you at the Nissan Summer Sales Event.
For a limited time until supplies last, assembled with U.S. and imported parts.
For a rewarding career, join Twin City Framers, the industry leader in the largest wood frame projects. Twin City Framers believes good work deserves good pay. That's why a lead framer makes $38.75 per hour, with profit sharing and scheduled reviews with raises, plus full insurance, 401k, paid time off, training, a great work environment, and more. At Twin City Framers, enjoy constant, safe work and get home in time for dinner. Apply at TwinCityFramers.com now. That's TwinCityFramers.com.
Here's your AccuWeather forecast. Going to be cool today with periods of clouds and sunshine with high 65. Low clouds tonight with low 52. Partly sunny and pleasant tomorrow with high up to 71. Mostly cloudy and warming up come Sunday with a strong thunderstorm in the afternoon, high up to 83. Mostly cloudy on Monday with high up to 80. Low clouds, then perhaps some sun on Tuesday with a thunderstorm in the afternoon with high 74. With your AccuWeather forecast, I'm Ruth O'Brien.
Oh, I'm here. Clay and I were just talking about stuff that you wish you could have heard. It would have been great.
Always right.
It's always the off-air conversations that you can't dare put on the radio that would be the most provocative, but there we are. 842 and 55 in Bismarck at K-Fire 550. Clay Peterson's Guns with 701. He'll take your call.
Yeah.
701-258-0550, 1-800-228-0550. Amanda Godfrey coming down after 9, by the way, for Michael Bell and Dakota Mornings. So there we are.
Yeah, perfect. No, like I said, we can have that, like the stack of stuff Rush used to have, and we'll put our off-air recordings on there.
In our formerly gun-stained hands.
powder burned.
Our formerly powder-burned hands. Masked gunman killed by employee during attempted robbery at Sugar's Crab Shack. Why does that not sound like a place worth robbing? I always get a kick out when people rob like a Dairy Queen. Way to shoot high. No offense to Dairy Queen, but it's not exactly your biggest ticket item on the planet.
No, and this happened out in Virginia, which isn't exactly, an anti-gun state. NRA headquarters is in Virginia. It's pretty sure people might be carrying out there. So,
oh gosh, yes.
The first time when I read this in Sugar's Crab Shack, it kind of reminded me of Harlem Nights, when Richard Pryor has Sugar's Candy Shack out there. Anyway, I was like, man, why would you go there? And if you, I don't know if you've ever been out there on the East Coast, but there's tons of crab shacks, I guess, and things like that.
I lived on the Outer Banks for 5 years, and I'm allergic to that stuff, so I was around it all the time, but I can't eat it.
This 37-year-old idiot scumbag decided he's going to walk in there wearing a mask and carrying a firearm and try to rob the Sugar Shack. Well, is the amount of money you'd really get there really worth your life? Well, evidently he didn't think of this, Mr. Dominique Epps. He entered it, intent to rob it. Employee actually confronted him, and when I looked at the local story, it sounded like the employee tried to get him, just back off, blah, blah, blah. The guy wouldn't. Basically attempted, he drew his gun the way it sounded on the employee. So employee who was there, he went ahead and pulled out his self-defense firearm and ventilated him. And, I guess he's not going to try to rob any more Sugar Shacks or Sugar Crab Shacks. And we've got another scumbag, he won't be doing it again.
They say it takes all kinds to make the world go round, but I keep asking, no, it doesn't. Look, why do we need this for?
I always look at this and go, especially in states that have strong right to carry, laws on the book, nothing in a place is worth your life, in my mind. I mean, I just I don't get the mindset. I really don't, Todd, to go in and try to rob a place where that people are probably armed and they're probably going to defend themselves if you threaten them. And I looked at this and I'm like, are you kidding me? I don't know, because, Sugar's Crab Shack stuck out and I was like, oh, we got to talk about that. But
unless your motive is a kind of a suicide by cop type of thing or something, but that's just. Don't make your thing everybody else's problem. No, that's
and there is a catch to this, Todd. It's right across from the police station. Now there's some thought and planning. Right?
That's the perfect place to rob. The cops aren't there; they're out in the field. Maybe.
I mean, maybe he's related to the lady with the girl out in Yellowstone. I mean, that's about how brilliant this is.
If you're just tuning in, there was the picture of you. Go on my Facebook. There's a picture of mom and the kid just walking right up, and the story's there too. And I don't get it, but people
rob a place right across, literally. Right
I hope they at least drove through the parking lot to see if there are any cars in the lot. Because if there's a bunch of cop cars in the lot, then there may be a bunch of cops inside the building. In which case, maybe you don't want to do it. On the other hand, those buildings tend to be fairly soundproof, so, maybe you can get away with it. I don't know.
But they usually got a lot of surveillance outside, looking around. So you'd think somebody'd be monitoring that. I do like what the chief said, the police chief. He's like, the suspect's poor planning suggesting a lack of regard to the area's law enforcement presence.
Wow. I'd go one more and say just a general idiocy, all around. I mean, because even let's forget the police station being right there for just a moment. In this day and age, I mean, how many times have we seen with LA? And I still remember the one where they were tugging on the jewelry store door, and they end up getting one of them at least right there, because they tackle them and they're coming in looking like, some of them are coming in these places looking like freaking spacemen or Teletubbies or whatever, except instead of the screen on the belly, it's on their head. They kind of look like that. That'll be the next thing, too. You'll actually have a TV show playing instead of a mask. You'll have a TV show playing in your face.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. It's just, I just like I said, this one just, I'm like, how dumb can you be? Well, it never seems to amaze me.
Is it a contest? Are we trying to be as dumb as we can be? Is that what's going on here?
Yeah, for some people. And I guess I look at it, too, as it's a great example. I'm self-employed today, but I would never work at a place that would prohibit me from carrying, ever. I don't have to. And it's a good example as to why, even if I was employed there and needed the job, I would ignore it anyway until I got caught, because this is a great example of what could happen if you're not.
That's like putting our interstates up to 80. It's like, it's already been 82. Who are we fooling here?
Yeah.
That's why every trooper I've talked. So is it 87 now? Is it still 7 over, or is it like 82 and now we are going to ticket more, except you're only 3 over and not 8 over? How's that going to work?
Of course, you know me, Todd, I'm not a big advocate of speed limits at all. I never will be, never have been. But I always used to ask my local HP when I was growing up in the area, how fast do you allow me to go over the speed limit? He goes, as fast as your checkbook can afford. That was the best answer ever. He's like, you can drive as fast as your checkbook can afford, Clay. And I'm like, fair enough.
The RCMPs up in Canada just love it when idiot Americans go up there and think they can do 100 miles an hour. Because it says 100, that's all it says. And it's like, it's kilometers, you morons. That's like 62 miles an hour. That's the speed limit. Yeah. Not 100 miles an hour.
Look at the little numbers under if you have an old vehicle, you've got an actual, speedometer, not a digital one. And just look at them little numbers below. Usually they're in blue.
Well, but the problem is if you got a really old, let's say you got a 57 Chevy, guess what? You ain't got kilometers on there.
No, my 62 GMC that we've been working on.
Well, there you go.
No kilometers.
Perfect example.
All American.
Even Canada was still, miles back then and not kilometers. Hey, Texter, by the way, we're on with Clay Peterson, your guns of the 701-849 at K-Fire. Ask Clay if he knows when the stock for Grab a Gun will be available to purchase.
I don't know, but let's get her done, right? That one I don't know. See, if I don't know the answer, I just say I don't know.
Well, and there's nothing wrong with that. Gun-free zones on trains?
Yeah.
Really?
Case pending, and this doesn't surprise me out of Illinois, where you need a FOID card to even buy ammunition, your firearms owner ID card. And so you jump through all the hoops, and, it's typical when you look at gun control or anti-Second Amendment advocates. It's never enough. It's just that little chip in the armor, and this is another one. Get your card. We'll let you have a gun, and you can buy ammo. Nope. You can't carry, though, if you're going to ride the public transit. And that's the problem with this. It's going to end up going, I'm sure, to court, or I'm sure this court, which is the Seventh Circuit, is going to take the 3-judge panel, and they're going to rule in favor of Illinois, because they do lean that way quite often. And I imagine it'll just work its way up. And Bruin will be applied. There's no traditional standing for this. There's no historical use, because there was no public transit when the Second Amendment was ratified. So I imagine that's what they're going to find. But here's why I brought this one up. Aside from all of this, and I'm glad that it happened here, it basically addresses the idea of public gatherings and vulnerable people. Crowded areas. We still have rules like that here in North Dakota. South Dakota eliminated them, but certain public gatherings you're not allowed to carry in North Dakota. So I'm going to be watching this case, because as it moves, we may finally have standing to challenge that particular century code in the state of North Dakota. I've always found it absurd that if I gather anywhere with a group of people that's considered a public gathering,
every third rail car is gun free.
Yeah,
whatever. I mean, how are you going to do that?
I really don't know.
That's like when you had smoking sections in restaurants, and non-smoking sections, right? But the two are right next to each other. So the guy in the last smoking booth is blowing it all over, and it's drifting over to the non-smokers. So sorry over there. But still. You don't see
walking into them. They were just, that was horrible.
You don't see snidely whiplash going onto the train and, this is a gun-free train. Okay, well, Dudley, do right. You don't have to arrest me this one.
Snidely, gosh, that goes back. There's some people out there going, what are they talking about?
I know, right? I'm showing my age referring to snidely whiplash.
Hey,
jeez, how old is Todd anyway? 120?
Just 110.
Yeah.
But hey.
But I've got the spirit.
I got to say this. July 2nd, we're having Governor Kelly Armstrong on Wednesday night.
Whoa!
701, July 2nd. Regular time, 7 p.m. Mountain, 8 p.m. Central. And Dakota Prairie Outdoors, Scott Buckmeyer is also going to be joining us. So you want to tune in for that one. We're going to just talk hunting and shooting and guns. And I know that the governor, he's made some recent purchases, so it should be good. He's a true Second Amendment advocate and practices what he preaches.
Absolutely.
I do love that.
Scott Bachmeyer is a much better choice to be a third wheel on that thing than me. I don't know why you guys picked me that one week, but
well, you should have chimed in more.
I'm sure the governor. I can't keep up with you guys. Are you kidding? That's like putting me in with track stars and thinking, oh, yeah, I'll go with you guys like I could in a million years. But I thought I was just there to be ear candy or something. I don't know. But no, that was...
must have been eye candy because, we had you live on video.
Yeah, but face for radio and body for, podcasting at best.
Well, then we'll just have to have you on by yourself, and we'll talk whatever you want to talk about. We'll have just a different kind of program. How about that?
Oh, it would be different if I were on there, that's for sure. Yeah. Any program that puts me on automatically makes it different right there.
You can't forget that you can find us right there on iHeart's page. Look up Mitchell in the Morning K-Fire, or look up Guns in the 701. You're going to find us. It's that easy. Just check it out.
Clay Peterson on Fridays here on K-Fire about 8:15 every week. Clay, good to talk to you, man.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Have a great weekend. Don't you think it was different with me on it than it would have been if it was just you?
Probably.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, folks, don't pet the big fluffy cows. Don't do it.
And hey, go out and celebrate Flag Day tomorrow. It's important.
Oh my God, that's right. I forgot about that. You're right. Holy cow. I'm off my game, I guess. I'm going to blame it being Friday the 13th. That's what I'm going to blame it on.
So think about that. My anniversary is on Friday the 13th, so we blew that myth out there.
Was your 13th anniversary on Friday the 13th that year?
No, it wasn't.
Oh, that would have been really spooky.
Oh, it's better than our first anniversary. We both forgot. We were out at my uncle's place in Minnesota. We get home and we get anniversary cards. We're like, oh, we just missed our own anniversary. Yeah.
On your first one. Not your, 17th or something where you've been in it for a while. And
well, we just weren't used to that, Well,
that's people that are focused on things. It doesn't matter. It's just a statistic. It's, keep your eye on the ball.
Yep.
Or the fluffy cow or whatever. All right, Clay, man, I got to run, but you take care. Have a great weekend.
You too, Todd.
8:56. Happy birthday to Maxwell Schaefer, the lucky number 13 on Friday the 13th. How about that? Ruth Juritzma of Bismarck, the big